Hey everybody, it's Hen.
And Lon and baby Naya. And today we are doing our new parent Q&A. You guys submitted a ton of questions on our Instagrams and they submitted some really good questions too. So I'm really excited to be able to answer those today.
And we haven't done a Q&A for you guys in a long time. So you know, I love it when I can give y'all some advice that you can take home to your significant others.
I am thrilled.
No, but let's get into it. Lon, let's bust these questions down.
All right, but before we start these questions, if you have not already subscribed, we are 900 subbies away from 60,000 subscribers, and I have said in a many videos that once we hit 60,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway on our Instagram. So head on over to our Instagram right now. It's Hen and Lon, and make sure you are following us so you don't miss out on a thing.
Yes, don't be mad at us if y'all miss out and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure you follow us. This is the giveaway is actually something we've never done before.
Right.
So it's going to be something exciting for you guys,
Yes.
and you guys deserve that.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into these questions. As you guys can see, new parent Q&A, baby in hand. It's a lot that has changed. All right. So Jasmine McCampbell said, and I'm just going to order of how they submitted it. She said, what is your breastfeeding / pumping schedule? Girl, what isn't my breastfeeding / pumping schedule? Like I'm always pumping around the clock.
Start from beginning to now.
So you know, okay, so when Aniya was first born, they had me, I can't remember how they had me pumping. Was it every 3 hours?
Every 3 hours.
It was every 3 hours, and that was for my milk supply to actually come in. But now, since, you know, I've been in this mom gang for a little while now, I just pump the hour before she eats, ideally. So let's say Aniya feeds at 12 a.m. I'm going to pump at 11 p.m. So she has 6 feedings throughout the day, a.m. and p.m. And I'm just pumping those 6 times, sometimes more, sometimes less. It really just depends on if I'm engorged or not. So, yeah. Candy Coded said, what is the best part of being new parents? Go ahead.
I'll let you start on that.
I think the best part of being just like new parents is just that, like being a new parent, going through all these new experiences, seeing life like through her eyes, seeing all of her new like milestones, like her achieving all of her new milestones. Like I told you guys, now she's like smiling. One of the things she's been doing a little bit more recently is like cooing. So she's not just crying anymore. She's doing that like babbling and kind of talk to you in her language. So I just think everything, like every little thing that comes with it, I'm in love with.
If I could sum it up in one word, I would say purpose, right?
Yeah.
So for me,
good.
don't steal my stuff. So purpose. So for me, my purpose has always been to be successful, to, you know, grow and be, make my family proud, right? But now that purpose has changed, and it's funny because even at work I'm seeing how my outlook on things is really changing to where the purpose is now everything has to do with Aniya and Lon, right? So I think for me that's been the most joyous moment, because I never thought I would be a person who changed perspective like that, and it just naturally happened once Aniya came to where it's like, nope, let me check and make sure she good first before I make this decision or this career move or something like that. So for me, it's purpose. She brings purpose to me.
Oh, sweetie. Okay.
Thanks.
So, Jim XMX, she said, I guess this is from me. She said, are you going back to be a stay-at-home mom / wife, or are you working? This has been the question that so many people want to know. I have gotten so many questions on our videos. Shalonda, when is your maternity leave over? Like, look, mind your business, just keep calm. But no, the crazy thing is, and I don't know, I think we've talked about this before. We work for Amazon, and Amazon gives moms 20 weeks of maternity leave. So if it feels like I've been out of work for a long time, it's because I have been out of work for a long time. And in addition to that, you guys remember when I was admitted to the hospital the week of Thanksgiving, I was out on short-term disability, and then my maternity leave kicked in. So I haven't been to work since the week of Thanksgiving. So like I said, it's been a really long time. But to answer you guys' question, it's really still up in the air. It's up in the air. I mean, my maternity leave has ended, and I've opened up another leave because, again, our company is just that flexible where we can do stuff like that. But yeah, it's still up in the air. I definitely just want to do what's best for my family first, and not, you know, compromise my family to like chase behind a paycheck. Do you have anything to add to that, Boo Boo?
Well, the way I look at it is like this, right? Daycare is a check.
Hello, it's a mortgage payment.
Especially depending on where you want to send the child, and it's a check. So with that, honestly, I leave it up to Lon when I say, hey, whatever you want to do, I'll support it. If you want to stay, we can figure that out. There are a lot of avenues and opportunities that we could leverage to make that happen. If you want to go back, because sometimes sometimes moms don't want to be home, right? They want to continue to progress in their career, see where that goes. I'm open for that too. We just gotta put that check out.
Yeah, I do want to add something to that, because like he was saying, some moms, they do want to progress in their career, and I'm still on the fence about that. Like, I'm one of those people. I want to have my career, but I want to have my family too. But at the time that my maternity leave ended, I just didn't feel in my heart of hearts, especially with her being premature, and especially with her spending time in the NICU during my maternity leave, I was not ready to put her in like the care of someone else just yet. So maybe when she gets a little bit older, then we can revisit that conversation.
Yeah, y'all see Lon doing all these videos in 2 months, then you know we made a decision.
All right, so she said, what roles does your hubby play in terms of parenting?
Let me ask you a question. What role do you think I should play?
Yeah.
Because as a father, it's 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If it's not 50-50 with whatever situation you got, I don't know what to say, because I'm gonna play my role. I'm gonna do my part. That's I played my role in creating the child. I'm gonna play my role in taking care and supporting the child. Yeah. And then there are some instances where I gotta play more than my role, right? Because
and vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah. So I'll let Lon talk to y'all about what we've been doing and how it's worked for us, but I definitely want to hear your feedback on that. Like, what role do you think a husband, because this is a different situation.
Yeah,
I'm a husband, right? What role do you think a husband should play? What role do you think a boyfriend should play? What role do you think
just a flat out baby daddy?
Yeah, one night stand should play. I mean, I would love to know. Yeah. So
I don't know what, like when that question came about, I didn't really know what to think of that. I don't believe that the person was like being shady or anything, but it was just like that double standard. Would you ask that question and turn it around and say, what role does the wife play, or what role does Shalonda play in terms of parenting? It's just pretty sad, in my opinion, when you think about the mindset. And
I don't think that that's where that came from. I think it came from a place of, there are a lot of guys not owning up to their responsibility.
Right, that's what I was trying to get at.
So not necessarily Henry per se, but I want to know what is he doing, so that I know what the standard should look like outside of, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that it was a ill will, a sad
No, I
thing.
don't think it was ill will.
And I don't think it's, I think
it's just like a double standard. Why would you ask what role does someone's husband play in parenting? You would never ask what role does someone's wife, or what role does the mom.
It depends.
I just feel like we should give our guys more support. Like, we should give our husbands, we should give our boyfriends, our baby daddies, more acknowledgement.
Agreed.
You know?
But to also support what she's saying, guys need to step up to the plate.
It's foreign.
I mean, straight up. You got to step up to the plate. So if you're not stepping up to the plate, we've created this view where, you know, it's called great
culture, where
Amazon terminology, where these questions are
like even
finish my statement.
Thinkable. Wait.
Finish it for me, baby.
I'm so annoyed.
We created this culture where these questions are relevant because we just not stepping up to the plate. And now there are guys who step up to the plate, but that's 3 or 4 out of 10, right? And the dads that are stepping up to the plate, yes, your point matters. Like, we should acknowledge that, we should support that, but we got to change the trend, right? We got to change the trend, and it starts with, first, getting married, then having a child, right? So that there's a commitment there. But let me get off of that. Let's keep it pushing.
So next question.
Oh, but we didn't answer the question. What role do I play?
Oh, I mean, well, you answered it. You said it's 50-50.
I'll give you more details. I'll give you more details.
Like, it's like a diaper change.
One of the things, like, I feed the baby, I birth the baby, I change the baby. Me and Long, we originally, before I went back to work, we were splitting up everything. We were alternating, so she could get 6 hours of sleep, I could get 6 hours of sleep, and that's honestly what allowed us to be very cohesive, and things would just flow. Like, it literally felt like nothing changed, because I would take 6 hours, she would take 6 hours, and we would have a solid communication. Baby girl was always covered. Ain't that right, boo?
All right, so a lot of people ask, just highlighting Tab Gets Fit 90 and Hot Cocoa 82. They both asked, are we planning to have more children in the future?
Yes. Now, what I will say is the outlook has changed. Yeah. Now, yes to the question, we will have children in the future. Yes. How soon? I don't know.
Right. I definitely want her to be a little more like mature, slightly more independent. We're not having like 2 kids under 2. If we have, like, mark my words, because y'all know how it be on YouTube. People say they never do something, and then you see them a few years later. If we have 2 kids under 2, that was not planned whatsoever.
She ain't going back to work.
No, for real. Like, that's not
done deal.
I'm not trying to have 2 kids under 2. Like, it's a struggle. Okay.
But I will say, the fear of having another child has gone away. Yeah. Because I think baby girl has really taught us a lot. Yeah. And I think we have processes and plans. Yeah, you like that, don't you? So I think we could handle it, but it would be a little stressful. Yeah.
Oh Hey Kay said, what is the biggest adjustment since bringing baby home? The biggest adjustment. Go.
So I'll say for me, the biggest adjustment was in the first 2 months we didn't sleep together.
Yes.
And so I was used to sleeping in the same bed. But
sleep together meaning we did not like actually sleep in the same bed, not like sexual. Because they were like, y'all ain't had sex in 2 months. Like, you know how the people are. I'm for real. You have to specify.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. But what I was saying is, so basically we had set up shop in Aniya's room to where one of us would sleep in there at night so that Aniya would get used to laying in the crib, while the other slept in the room, so you got actually quality of sleep with no interruption. So from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., I would sleep. And then I would come take over for Lauren from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. and she would sleep. So during those times, we weren't. Now, baby girl's at the point where she can do her own little thing. I know. So things have changed. What was your thoughts on that? What were you going to say?
I was going to say my biggest adjustment has to be like planning accordingly and like, what do you call it? Planning for error? Is that what you call it? I don't know, but either way, I am a very type A person, but like having a baby makes me even more type A, because you have to plan everything out to a T, and then you have to plan for mistakes, you have to plan for errors and mishaps, and it's been a change trying to think that far in advance. Be a proactive thinker. That's excellent. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
All right. What are you talking about?
Great Jelly said, what do you find yourself doing now that you said you would never do? No, you know what? I don't really know if this answers the question, but I find myself being more empathetic, for lack of a better term. I can't think of the term that I'm trying to think of. Empathetic towards parents who are out with children. Like, sometimes when I hear a kid like screaming their ear off, whether it be an infant or a toddler, and they're talking back, I'm like, you know what, Henry, where's the old me? And Henry would be like, oh my gosh, do you see that? What is going on? I'm more, understanding to what they could possibly be going through. And I'm like, yo, you have no idea what type of morning that mom or that dad had. And you have no idea the patience that it takes for them to deal with stuff like that out in public. So I think I'm just more understanding of when I see stuff like that, and not try to judge people for how their kids are acting out in public.
But when you get home.
All right, so Mrs. S.R. Payne, she said, how did you set a routine for Aniya? She had a baby last week and she's trying to figure out how. So congratulations to you. I want to jump in and say that one of the biggest like blessings in disguise was the fact that Aniya was in the NICU for 2 weeks. And I say that because it really helped us slowly enter into being parents for the first time. Literally like day one, she already had a schedule. Like the nurses said that she ate every 2 hours, and if we wanted to come feed her, then you can see her at, you can help at 10, 12, 2, 4. So they put her on that schedule. In our experience, we have altered that schedule. So whereas before she was an infant and she was eating at 2 hours, now she can go every 4 to 5 hours without eating. So I would say there is this misconception that a baby cannot be on a schedule, and we know that to not be true because it's been done. So figure out what schedule you want your baby on. So let's say you want your baby to eat at 12 p.m., but your baby wakes up at 11 a.m. Try to prolong that hour, whether that be giving your baby a bath, playing with him or her, giving them the pacifier for a little while longer, just kind of distracting your baby, reading a book, so that you can make that hour stretch for as long as you can before you get to feeding your baby at 12. They are not starving. Of course, it's uncomfortable because they're hungry, but they can wait it out for a little bit. And then you feed them at those same times every single time, and they will start to wake up on that schedule. So
Aniya's on a set schedule.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, boo?
Yep. Mrs. Crenshaw 19 said, is parenting what you expected?
It's actually more than what I expected. I think there's a joy in coming home and being like, oh, my baby... oh, hey, booty. But it's like, there's a joy.
Yeah.
That you don't understand until you have the child. And I think that's definitely more than what I expected.
And I don't think I really have anything to add to that, because I don't think I really knew what to expect to know if it has fulfilled my expectations. But I will say that I'm like fulfilled as a parent. Yeah,
because what I expected was fear. I was afraid. So joy versus being afraid, it's definitely more than I expected.
Good. She also had another good question. She said, are you breastfeeding? If so, what are some of the challenges that you face? I am breastfeeding. I breastfeed and I pump, so I don't exclusively breastfeed. What are some of the challenges I face? At first, I wasn't facing any. But I would say like 4 weeks in, between us moving from our apartment into our home, I relied a lot on my milk stash. So I was not pumping as much as I should have. And then my supply like started to lessen during that time. So I was pumping, but I was hardly getting any milk. And so for like 2 or 3 days, we had to give Aniya formula. And I felt so bad about that. Like, what in the world is wrong with me? Why isn't there milk coming out of my breast? But I started taking organic fenugreek pills, Body Armor, the sports drink, and this like smoothie drink. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll link it in the description box. All 3 of those things help my milk supply tremendously. Like within, I would say, a day to like 48 hours, my milk supply like shot right back up. What the heck was that you said? Yeah. My milk supply shot right back up. So that was a struggle, but thankfully we got over that in like a few days. And then another struggle that I'm like still constantly having with her sometimes is that she gets a little fussy when she's on the boob, even if I'm switching between boobs, or she wants to use her hands to direct my boob when she can't coordinate between her hands and like my nipple. So then she gets frustrated, then she wants to pop off, and I gotta give her a passy a little bit to calm her down for a bit. So sometimes that's a little bit of a struggle, just trying to get her to like latch on and stay latched and not get like so fussy and like frustrated with herself, because she thinks she grown, y'all, and she'll know she don't. Okay, the Queen Kiki says, how do you guys still make time for self-care and date night now with having Aniya? Great question.
We don't. Right now we Aniya comes with us on date nights.
Yeah, absolutely. That is.
But she's usually asleep, so it's not really a big deal. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all, that Duna is an investment.
Yeah.
Because it makes going out so much easier when we go. It's just like it still feel like it's just me and you most of the time.
Yeah, unless she starts like crying. And you guys have seen it in the vlogs. We've been out with her and we try to plan those times around the time that she would normally be asleep, because it's not fun for anyone if she's just like up and cranky and crying and needs to be fed and we can't take any time, you know, to enjoy ourselves.
But let me say this. There are two things that I will say that has helped with the self-care piece. One second. The first is that we're not that stressed out because we get sleep.
That's a big thing.
We work together and we get sleep. What was the second thing? The second thing is that because Lon pumps and has bottles ready, you know, it's not a full dependency on her to breastfeed all the time. And that also increases the stress level as well. Because one is like, well, the dad is like, well, what can I do to help? And then the mom was like, well, I do all this stuff. I got to get up every single hour. So, I mean, those are two things to consider. The bottle feeding and working out with your significant other, a schedule to where you both get ample time to sleep.
It's so funny. So,
I don't know.
I'm glad you said that.
But I'm not a self-care person.
True, you're not the... I mean, I think we have our own self-care in different ways. So like going back to the date night and self-care for each other. If we can't get out of the house, we have also like made it a priority. When Aniya goes down at like 8 o'clock, we try to make that 8 to midnight before she wakes back up at midnight, that time, our time. So whether that's just like watching something on Netflix or just like me cooking dinner and us sitting down and having dinner together uninterrupted, that's part of our date night and self-care. When it comes to me, myself, oh, sweet baby.
What's wrong?
When it comes to me by myself, my self-care, I usually try to do also in the morning or at night. I've been trying to make it a point to wake up before Aniya in the mornings. It's been a struggle, but if I can just take a long shower in the morning to get my head right, then I'm good. If that gives me an opportunity to make my coffee and make us breakfast before she even wakes up, then I'm good. Sweetheart. What is she tired or anything? Oh, sweetie.
That's okay, boy.
Sweet baby.
It's okay.
When it comes to like at night, I try to incorporate as many bubble baths as I can, like long bubble baths, a glass of wine. It really just depends. It all just depends. But I think it's really important to still keep that self-care and date night going with the newborn, because it can get tough real fast. Darlene Amatine said, where do you feel most of your knowledge as a parent comes from, intuition or resources? That's a really good question.
Definitely not resources, because I haven't looked at one resource.
Hey, yo. You said definitely
for me,
not.
intuition. Intuition and just the Lord giving me wisdom.
That's not pen, but
because it almost feels like you already know what to do.
yeah, it's really not much.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah. I would say a little bit of both. I would say intuition because I feel like I was always very like maternal in a sense. I've always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to be a mom, and so I feel like that motherly instinct really just came naturally to me. But then resources, because like I'm always talking to my friends who are new moms and like millennial moms. I'm constantly looking at things on YouTube. And even before I was a mom, like before I was pregnant, I've always been infatuated with the whole pregnancy journey and like mom things. So I've always watched like different things on YouTube, whether that be like people on their lifestyle vlog channels or like actual, you know, like real documentaries and stuff like that. So I feel like a little bit both. All right, so A*777, she said, do you miss being able to get up and go versus with the baby you have to prep them and get ready? Good question. I wouldn't say that I miss being able to get up and go, because I'm like grateful for like the family that we have now, and it's been like an adjustment. But I will say, like I said before, it just takes more planning. And if you stay ahead of it and you know you're gonna go out the next day, if you prep ahead of time, then it's really not that much of a hassle to get out the door the next day.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Make sure once you come back, you refill the bag. The bag needs to always stay ready. And the rest, depending on what kind of car seat stuff you got, the rest is easy. If Aniya is dressed, it's just sit in the car seat, strap her, doing a boom boom bow. So that's not a hard thing. It doesn't take take long. It does take more planning when it comes to, do we have the bottles? What time is it? What time that you got to eat? And all of that. So.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. So that wraps up today's Q&A. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we were able to answer some of the questions that you've been looking for an answer for so long, and gave you a real perspective. We pride ourselves on being real, not fake. So hopefully you was able to get some real from us.
Yeah. So if you have any other videos that you want to see on our channel, please drop them down below. We do plan on doing a nighttime routine, so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. I plan on doing a mommy pamper routine. But yeah, anything that you guys are interested in, just drop it down in the comments. And if you have any additional questions, leave those in the comments as well. So that wraps up this Q&A, and we will see you guys in our next video. Peace.